Hey, welcome everybody, François Letarte for my role-playing channel, and did want to make a ramble about magical items. I'm basically known to not being a big fan of magical items, though these are integral part of fantasy role-playing game. I don't like magic shops and stuff, but things tends to change a little bit, and right now I'm having fun toying with magical items. Okay, where does my, let's say, limitation in magical items comes from? Well, it comes from the fantasies I love from fiction, okay? I'm a big fan of my best fantasy fiction ever is a graphic novel, French graphic novel, that I'm talking once in a while to you in English, called La Quête de l'Oiseau du Temps. There was at some point in the English version, a Quest for the Time Bird, which is a masterpiece. Okay, I don't know in English if it got out well, but in French this is a big masterpiece. Okay, this is a turning point into French fantasy. Okay, this is kind of their Lord of the Ring in a sense. This is big, but in that fiction there's not much magical items. Okay, I'm a big fan of Willow, the movie Willow. Yeah, there's some magic, but they're not full of magical items in every corner. And if you take Lord of the Ring, there's not much magical items. If you take Game of Thrones, and okay, so well, if you take the Arthurian legends, there are some special items, but we're not in Forgotten Realms, if you know what I mean. So this is where it comes from. So when I get into something that looks like Dungeons and Dragons, well, I'm a little fed up with all the magical items. But at the same time, it's been a 4 intense year I've been playing with teenagers on a weekly basis during a school year, and I tend to change my mind with it, because I know that teenagers want some gonzo-ish stuff to do their adventure. They want their magical items, they want their candy. Okay, so gradually I'm getting into putting a little more magic into my games. Gradually, I've been throwing some magical items here and there, and I see how they appreciate it. For a magic shop, I don't like to have the potion shop into a town. I still feel that it's odd, but it's me, because you can have many people who can comment below and saying how legit this is to have this, but and I'm a fan of advanced fighting fantasy. The fighting fantasy world have magic shops. If you just read City of Thieves, okay, they're magic in mostly every shop you go. So why do I complain? But nevertheless, I created a magic shop that is a kind of traveling magic shop. Okay, this is a walking house with a gnome who is a magic item collector. Okay, if you want to do business with him, there's a fee to pay him if you want to enter his shop, and you have to give him a magic item. This could be a simple potion, but you still have to give him something, and then he shows you a limited array of magical items he can sell you. Where do I take them? Well, I do. There's that website that has all sorts of generators, dungeon.bin, I think. So I go there, I do generate a list and say, okay, this is what I have to sell today. So if the players have the money and all that, and when they're done with their business, well, you just go away and maybe come back if the players have found something interesting, because if they have found a special item, you might be interested in it and exchange it with something interesting too. And that traveling shop is quite well protected. if they try to attack the guy, they will pay hard for it. It's all magical. That's the thing. Okay, the other thing that makes me come to consider magical items. Well, this year's I trying something. I haven't seen the video, but I've been reported that Matt Colville does this. Okay, he gives to characters, first level characters, he gives them already a pretty cool magical item. Okay, which please the players, and they are very happy with that. So they are not searching for a new item and get an item once in a while. They already have something cool with them. So if they found something else, well, it will add up, but at the same time they have their toy. So they're pretty happy with that. And this year I've tried it. So far we've been doing 2 sessions, and I feel that it's very positive. Okay, what it does to the game, and I can manage it. That's what one of my issue. I was maybe I was fearing that I couldn't manage too much magic, but it feels well. So it's kind of a good tool to make the players happy, and at the same time, I'm that kind of game master. But one of my group especially, there's a big gap between levels. Okay, some of the players are keeping their old character, and one character especially is now level 10, and I have level 1 characters into the group. Well, to some game masters this might seem a pretty nasty gap, but it's manageable. Okay, the first level characters, besides not having that much hit points, they're able to enjoy the ride and feel useful, okay, in the scene. And on the top of that, if they have a cool magical item, well, they can match a little bit what the higher level can do. Not exactly, but at some point, they have options with the magical item. So that's pretty neat. And also, I have a lot of 5e players around my tables. People who are enjoying 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. I'm not using that. I'm using Chroniques Oubliées. But this is a D&D-like game. So, in a way to satisfy them, because maybe they are expecting some of those 5e spells or 5e effects. So, instead of trying to mess up with the character concepts and all the rules are made with them, I do create magical objects that will do that 5e effect. So because with magical items you can be pretty creative, and you can decide on what is the effect. So I'm pretty glad to have incorporated that, because it satisfies them. Okay, just for example, one of the player, first level character, wanted to have a rapier that could do an extra damage with an effect that looked like vicious mockery. Okay, so I decided, yeah, okay, your blade have vicious mockery. I got to see the 5e rules, so how it works. Just change one of the parameters. Okay, instead of a saving throw, okay, this will be an opposed roll. The charisma of the wielder against the wisdom of the target, or the intelligence. Okay, depending on what is the highest. Okay, because I consider intelligence here, because when you are being insulted, you can overcome the insult if you're intelligent or wise, depends. So if he succeeds, well, he will do an extra damage. So that is pretty cool, and I began to do that. And on the top of that, I began to craft magical items, trying to have fun with creating them from scratch and giving them to the players, and having those magical items that works a little bit like what you see in fairy tales. Okay, you have something pretty cool with it, but there's a cost. Okay, there's limitations. Okay, you can use it under some conditions, circumstances. I'm considering one of the player's armor one of the character's armor, you having the usage die that you can find in Black Hack or that kind of game. Okay, so having a usage die, and you know, when the usage die is done, the magical effect has to be recharged in a sense. That's pretty cool. And while digging into the magical item thing, I began to watch closely what Chronique Oubliée is having. You know what kind of rules they have. Discovering that it's a pretty good game. Okay, it's a pretty good game because they have all sorts of rules that can help you create very special magical items. You have the standard go on the table, you have your +1 sword. Okay, they have that, but they have pretty neat way to make special items. Okay, Chroniques Oubliées characters have voices. Okay, they have capacities that they can unlock if they go through one of their voice. Okay, it's usually 1 through 5. And magical items can have that too. They can have a 5 steps towards being ultimate. Okay, and the way they present it into Chroniques Oubliées is that those steps you will be gained if the item is being used doing something pretty special. Okay, what it was meant to be used for. Okay, so you can think about Excalibur and Stormbringer to be into that sort of category. I really like that. Okay, it makes magical items more user friendly. So I might change my way with magical items. I don't think I will ever get to the Forgotten Realms level of having magical items everywhere, but they will be more present and more fit to the characters and the groups I'm running and the feel of the game. So yeah, I'm really having fun being creative with that. So yeah, I'm going towards more magic now, and I'm pretty glad. Okay, it pleases the player a lot. So I think it's one of the best part of it. Right, so that was my ramble for this morning. François Letarte for my role-playing channel. And up to next time, I hope you have as much fun in your life as in your games. Goodbye.